I'm Jason and Alicia here with you on this Veterans Day. Of course, we got to start by saying thank you for your service to all those veterans.
Yeah, we're going to be talking more about what events are going on today, coming up in just a little bit with Audrey Russo. But first, let's get out in the backyard. John, is it still super windy? I swear it was the windiest morning.
I know you can't see right behind me, but it is so breezy out here, especially outside the backyard. Now we got some big walls back here, so we're a little protected, but the tops of the trees are moving here this morning. Temperatures outside, they're dropping 39. We've seen temperatures come down. The winds are sustained at 21. So they're actually outperforming models. That means wind gusts are about 30 to 35 right now. The cold front is right here. You can see we're pushing out that warm air from yesterday. And yes, it was a warm weekend despite the rain. So here you go behind the front, strong winds right now at 21, 25 in Rochester. Here's the winds today. Now winds, are actually stronger than the actual model thinks, but we will fall. So we'll settle into high pressure by the afternoon, so the wind is stronger now. It will lighten up. We'll talk about the next chance for rain in your forecast coming up.
John, thank you. Let's give you a look at the Metro map. You can track your own route, but expect it to be less busy on the roads today as we are celebrating our veterans on Veterans Day. No crashes to report right now. A live look, though, in Eden Prairie. Good morning in the Southwest Metro. Highway 212 at Metro Road looking good this morning.
To our top story here at 6 a.m. Two Minnesota House races are heading for a recount after coming within dozens of votes.
Right now, the races are at a standstill with one of the recounts starting in just 48 hours. Michelle Beck joins us live from the state capitol to explain the process. Hey, Michelle.
Yeah, guys, what's at stake with these recounts is control of the House for the next 2 years. Right now, it's evenly split between 67 DFLers and 67 Republicans. House District 14B in St. Cloud will recount by hand after a flip-flop of the winners on election night. The night ended with DFL incumbent Dan Wolgamott on top. He had 191 votes over Republican challenger Sue Eck, according to the Secretary of State's office. Sherburne County revealed over the weekend a defective memory card didn't collect the results fully from some mail-in ballots. That memory card sent generic data instead, creating inflated numbers that later decreased once officials found and corrected the error. And guys, Sherburne County says it will cover the cost of that recount. That process I'll detail more of in the next 30 minutes, as well as how the county officials are denying some rumors that have been circulating. Jason, Alicia.
Michelle, thank you. In Scott County, the Shakopee race in District 54A is also headed for a recount. Scott County rescanned some ballots due to a single ballot distribution error the day before the election at the Public Works facility and a subsequent ballot scanning machine malfunction. From the rescan, DFL Representative Brad Tabke gained 1 vote, putting him at 14 votes more than Republican challenger Aaron Paul. Because the margin of victory is lower than 0.5%, the state's going to pay for the recount after this Wednesday when results will be certified.
This morning, the Associated Press has called the presidential race in all 50 states, with President-elect Donald Trump winning Arizona and completing the sweep of all the battleground states. Now, with just over 2 months until Inauguration Day, he is filling out his cabinet. In the last 12 hours, Trump announced former Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Tom Homan as the border czar, putting him in charge of deporting immigrants who cross the border illegally. Trump also confirmed he won't be giving roles to former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and former UN ambassador and primary rival Nikki Haley. The president-elect will meet with President Biden at the White House on Wednesday to discuss the transition of power.
Happening right now, State Patrol troopers are investigating a crash that killed a pedestrian in Hopkins over the weekend. It happened on Highway 7 at 12th Avenue near Eisenhower Elementary just before 10 Saturday night. Officials say a 23-year-old woman was driving east when she hit a 28-year-old man in the road. Troopers haven't released the victim's name.
Right now, we're waiting to hear from the Minnesota BCA if the man St. Paul police shot and killed on Saturday was a murder suspect, prompting a nationwide search. This happened Saturday afternoon in the West End neighborhood. St. Paul police say they were following a tip about Michael Stowers being in the area. He's wanted for allegedly killing his pregnant ex-wife last month. A spokesperson says officers approached the man, who was allegedly armed with a handgun. That's when they say police shot at him. He died at the hospital. One neighbor says the shooting seemingly happened without warning.
From what we witnessed and when it happened, that there was no warning. There was no stop, no police, no nothing. I mean, what if there would have been kids over there and they just opened fire, or if they were this way and my son was outside?
The St. Paul police say the officers are on leave, which is standard practice. The officers were wearing body cameras.
Today, banks, the post office, and government services will be closed as we honor servicemen and women across the country for Veterans Day. Audrey Russo is joining us live in Arden Hills ahead of the State Veterans Day celebration. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Alicia. Yeah, this event gets underway in a little more than 2 hours from right now. And if this is something that you go to every year, this is important. There is a location change. This year, it's going to be held, as you said, in Arden Hills, here at the Ben Franklin Readiness Center of the Minnesota National Guard. And this event, of course, is to thank veterans and their families for the sacrifices they've made to the country. Now, when it comes to the actual event, there's a complimentary breakfast at 8:30, but then the full programming gets underway at 10 a.m. And Governor Tim Walz is expected to be there, the top brass of the Minnesota National Guard, along with some representatives with a Veterans Homelessness Council. Now, it's a free event. It's open to the public. All are welcome. But if you can't make it, they will also be live streaming the event on the Department of Veterans Affairs website, so you can head over there and check it out. And of course, this event comes as the state is making a lot of strides in improving care for veterans, getting them a roof over their head. I'll have more on that when I see you next in 30 minutes, but for now, I'll send things back to you.
All right, Audrey, thank you so much. Changes are on the way for Minnesota anglers. The DNR is starting the process to lower the walleye limits. That proposal would drop the statewide bag limit from 6 to 4. A public comment period would be early next year. Some individual lakes have already made the move, but the DNR says that patchwork approach is tough to manage. The DNR says more invasive species and overfishing are putting pressure on the population, as well as climate change pushing when the fish spawn and how much food is available out of sync.
We're not talking that the walleye population is in crisis. It's not something we need to move, but we're looking towards the future of the challenges of walleye management in the state of Minnesota, and this is one way to address that.
Opponents argue there isn't any specific or scientific justification to make a change and say the change would only limit people's opportunities.